Started with laughter. The kind that fills a kitchen and makes the walls forget the arguments they've heard before. Maya was leaning against the counter, wine glass in hand, laughing with our neighbor, Adam. I was at the table, sorting through the bills, pretending not to notice how close they stood, how her laugh sounded a little too easy. Then she said it, lightly like a joke, but her eyes flicked toward me when she said it. Honestly, Adam, if you're offering $500, I might just trade my husband for a weekend. The room burst with laughter. Everyone laughed. Adam, his wife, even our friends. Everyone except me. I smiled because that's what you do when your wife makes a joke at your expense. But something in her tone, half teasing, half testing, scratched at the back of my mind. It wasn't the first time Maya had joked like that. Lately, her humor had turned sharp, biting, as if every joke was meant to draw blood. We'd been married 12 years. Once we were that couple everyone envied. Inside jokes, shared dreams, long walks at sunset. But now she was always busy, always on her phone, always somewhere else. And yet, that night it was the check that started it all. Adam had come over because I'd helped him repair his fence the week before. He handed me an envelope saying it was a small thank you. I told him it wasn't necessary, but he insisted. I set it aside, unopened, as we all sat down to dinner. Later that night, after everyone left, I found Maya at the table, the same envelope open in her hand. She wasn't supposed to look through it, but she did. Inside was a check, $500, just like he'd said. What froze me wasn't the check. It was the look on her face. Her smile had completely vanished, replaced by a sudden panic she tried to hide. I asked, "What's wrong?" She blinked too quickly, stuffing the check back in the envelope. "Nothing. I was just surprised, that's all." "It's generous." But her hands trembled slightly. That night she was quiet in bed. Too quiet. When I turned toward her, she turned away. And for the first time in a long time I felt something shift, something invisible, something final. I wanted to believe it was nothing. I told myself I was imagining things. But over the next few days, the cracks began to widen. It was small things at first. She'd smile when a message came through her phone, then hide the screen. She'd dress up a little more to run errands. And she'd get irritated whenever I asked the simplest questions. One afternoon I came home early from work. Her car was in the driveway, but the house was quiet. From the kitchen window I saw her on the porch, on her phone, pacing, whispering. Her voice was low, urgent. And then I heard it, Adam's name. My stomach twisted. I didn't move, didn't breathe. "No, you can't just give me money like that," she whispered harshly. "He already saw the check. If he finds out what it was really for." She stopped, listening, biting her lip. "I told you I can't keep doing this. Not anymore." My hands went cold. That night, I didn't confront her. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I needed to know the truth first. So I did something I'd never done before. I went through her phone while she was in the shower. My hands shook as I scrolled through her messages. Most were harmless, family, friends, work. But then I saw the name. Adam. The thread was short, because she'd been deleting messages. But she'd missed a few. "Maya, you didn't have to worry about the money. You deserved it. For everything." "Don't say that. It wasn't supposed to mean anything. You said it did that night." That night. My heart hammered as I scrolled down. The rest was gone, deleted. But the words hung there, heavy as lead. When she came out of the shower, humming softly, I sat at the edge of the bed, holding the phone in my hand. She froze when she saw me. "Maya," I said quietly. "When were you going to tell me about Adam?" Her towel slipped slightly from her shoulder. I don't know what you mean." I held up the phone. "You know exactly what I mean." Her face drained of color. For a long moment she didn't speak. Then she sat down, staring at her hands. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she whispered. "It was just loneliness, I guess. It was a mistake." "Mistake?" I laughed bitterly. "A mistake doesn't write checks, Maya." Tears filled her eyes. "It wasn't like that. I didn't take money from him. He felt bad. He said he wanted to help. Help? Snap. Help with what exactly? She looked away, silent. That silence was louder than any confession. I didn't sleep that night. Every memory felt poisoned. The trips, the laughter, the promises whispered in the dark. Had it all been fading long before I noticed? I kept replaying that stupid joke at dinner. I might just trade my husband for a weekend. Maybe it wasn't a joke after all. The next morning I went to Adam's house. He opened the door looking startled. His wife Claire wasn't home. "Hey man," he said carefully. "Everything okay?" I handed him the envelope. "You forgot something." He looked down at it and swallowed. "I thought we were good." "We were," I cut in. "Until my wife started acting like the money was blood money." His eyes flickered. "Listen, Daniel, it's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is," I said, stepping closer. "Because right now, it looks like you paid my wife to keep quiet about something." He hesitated, then sighed. "It wasn't like that. Maya came over a few times when you were at work. She said she wanted to talk, that you two were going through things. I listened, maybe too much. One night she kissed me. It just happened." He rubbed his face. "I stopped it. I swear I did. But she was upset afterward. I gave her the money because she said she needed to make things right, that she'd lost something she couldn't replace." "Me?" I said quietly. He didn't answer. When I got home, Maya was sitting at the table, the same spot where the joke had started. Her eyes were red, like she'd been crying. "I went to see him," I said flatly. She nodded, not surprised. "I figured you would. So it's true." She took a shaky breath. "Yes. But it wasn't what you think. I thought I wanted something different. I thought he saw me in a way you didn't anymore. But the moment it happened, I realized how wrong it was. Did you ever think about what it would do to me?" She wiped her eyes. "Every day since." I stared at her for a long moment. She looked small, fragile, like the woman I married had vanished somewhere inside her guilt. "I don't know how to forgive this," I said quietly. "I know," she whispered. "But I'm not asking you to. I wanted to tell you before it got worse." For weeks, we lived like ghosts in the same house. Polite, silent, strangers. Every time she spoke, I heard the echo of her laughter that night, the way she said she'd trade me. But one evening, I found her in the kitchen, staring at that same check. She tore it in half, then again, until it was nothing but scraps. "I'm done hiding," she said softly. "From you, from myself." She walked toward me, eyes wet. "You can hate me forever. But I need you to know, I never wanted to lose you. I just lost myself first." I didn't say anything. Because sometimes, silence is all that's left between two people who once had everything. Months later, the house feels quieter, emptier. She's moved out, staying with her sister. We still talk sometimes. Not about what happened. Just about life. Sometimes I think about that night, about the laughter, the joke, the check that exposed it all. It's strange how betrayal doesn't always come screaming through the door. Sometimes it tiptoes in with a laugh, a smile, and a joke that cuts too deep. And when it leaves, it takes more than trust. It takes the part of you that once believed love was unbreakable.